Oh my stars and gardens. On today's episode of Murder She Wrote. Murder She Wrote. Woo-wee! That market, boy. Some of y'all portfolios are getting smoked today. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at this as my iPad's about to die. S&P 500 not only is below 4,100, the dang thing is below 47.5. That's not good. Not a good technical level. We can easily, and I mean easily, go back to 3,800. But it's all going to depend on one key thing that comes out tomorrow. It's a specific metric, a specific piece of data. And that data is called CPI, the Consumer Price Index. Let's continue looking at stocks. The NASDAQ is getting destroyed. NASDAQ not looking too good, almost down 2%, almost. Dow is down. QQQ is down. Oh, look what's up, the volatility index. You know how that goes. When that thing goes up, stocks normally ain't looking so good. So the volatility index is up 7%, almost at 26. Not good. Not good at all. So what exactly is happening here? Well, the market is not very happy. Well, I already said that the rally we had was a bear market rally. It's only a matter of time before we make the next leg down. That's why it's going to be very interesting to see how the people, the mega bulls feel when the market goes lower, because it's coming. But it's really in anticipation, in my opinion. Obviously, who really knows? But in my opinion, the market doesn't think the CPI is going to be good tomorrow. And remember, I made a video telling you guys that the White House actually came out and said, we don't think CPI is going to be good tomorrow. And here's where it gets scary. Here's something I really want you guys to understand, right? Because remember, the CPI that comes tomorrow is not June CPI. That is CPI for the month of May, right? So if that comes out bad tomorrow, that would be even worse, because I can tell you right now, I 100% believe with all my heart that June's CPI, which doesn't come out tomorrow, but June CPI comes out next month. I believe that June CPI will be bad too, because gas prices have gone through the roof in the month of June. Prices of different expenses like food and fast food and groceries or whatever, the price of everything has really skyrocketed in June, in my opinion. And I can see it just as a regular everyday consumer who goes out and buys things. So what really has me worried about everything, not just the stock market, but just inflation in general, is I actually personally believe that tomorrow's CPI could be bad. And maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll go down a tiny bit. But I wouldn't be so sure as to say that inflation is peak based on tomorrow's data. But the worst scenario we can get is inflation going up in tomorrow's data, which means that inflation went up in May. And the reason why I say that, again, just to reiterate, is because I strongly believe that next CPI is going to be really bad. I think the month of June's inflation so far has been horrible. So that's just my opinion. But now let's go ahead and keep looking at some other things. I think what you guys have to understand, and I'm not a technical guy, but I do understand technical analysis enough. And if you look at the market, we broke some very key levels on both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. The S&P 500 at the beginning of the day was at like what? 41.30, something like that. The dang thing's at 40.50 now. Like, that's not good. That's not good. That's a very key psychological level that the S&P needed to hold. The S&P really needs to hold that 40,075 level, that 4,100 level. It really needs to hold that. And this ain't good, guys. I really think that tomorrow's CPI could very well bring us to that next leg down. We could really take that next leg down in the stock market, which is why, I've been preaching to hold some cash. Now, obviously, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to hold some cash, but I'm saying that that's what I've been doing. This is why me personally, Echoes from Above, has been holding cash, because I had a feeling that it wouldn't be much longer before the pain came back. And oh, holy smokers, look at what happened. The pain is back. It's terrible. But guess what? Some of the crybabies are probably upset right now. But guess who's not upset? Me. Because guess what? I hedged myself. I did the precautionary thing and I kept some cash, which I hope you did too. I really do. Because it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. And the chances are against us with CPI tomorrow. But anyway, let's get into some actual numbers. What are the estimates of what could possibly happen tomorrow? All right. So the consensus estimates are for monthly inflation to run at 0.7%. and year over year at 8.3%. That is the consensus according to Bloomberg. However, let me point something out. Let me point this out for you guys, because UBS has actually been very accurate with CPI. They've been extremely accurate in predicting the CPI numbers. Let me show you guys the note that they came out with today. This is what they said. Next Friday's CPI release looks set to show, which is this week, obviously tomorrow, looks set to show consumer prices continue to rise strongly and notably more than we expected just a couple of weeks ago. While we expect solid increases throughout the CPI, transportation-related items likely account for a bit more than half of the CPI rise in May. We see gasoline prices in May largely reversing their April seasonally adjusted decline, airfares continuing to surge, and used car prices rising solidly again after a few months of weakness. The strength of transportation-related prices may be a sign of greater willingness to move beyond the pandemic and resume more normal travel patterns. Outside transportation-related categories, prices for food, rent, and medical all look to continue to slow strong increases, though we expect a slowing outside of these key categories at 0.89%. Woo! Our CPI projection is well above the current Bloomberg consensus average, and our forecast for the May NSA CPI level is about 6 basis points higher than recent CPI swaps fixings. Woo! So UBS is actually saying, so consensus is for the monthly inflation to run at 0.7%. UBS's monthly is 0.89. Ooh, that's not good. If that happens tomorrow, you know what it is. Murder, she wrote. It's not going to be good. So obviously, I don't like to time these type of events, but I told you guys, in this type of environment, with all this uncertainty and all this fear, I continue to hold my cash. And I think that holding cash is the best decision that you can make at this point. Not 100% cash, but maybe a decent amount of cash. You know, whatever percentage works for you. All right, and there you go. There you guys have it. That'll go and conclude today's video. To all of you guys who have been extremely patient, I believe that that is a very intelligent decision. And I think that the real opportunity is going to start to come within the next several months. That's what I honestly, truly believe. And so there you guys have it. That'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.